The internet told you Molly Eskam was a bikini model who dabbled in the adult industry for fun, making a casual million here and there. But the financial receipts and the leaked timeline of her most lucrative year paints a picture of a calculated, high-pressure operation worth an alleged $12 million. The story we were sold was a beautiful, carefree model selling spicy photos. The reality was a tightly managed, ghost-written empire designed to sell the illusion of a personal connection. Molly Eskam's public image was the ultimate digital filter: bright California sun, designer clothes, and an infectious, playful energy. This was the expectation. The reality? The most successful creators in this space aren't models, they are content architects who separate their likeness from their labor. They sell aspiration and attention, not just nudity. Molly Eskam mastered this duality, using the wholesome Instagram feed to drive traffic to the much darker side of the business, a side that ran on fear of missing out and ghost-written intimacy. We're going to pull back the velvet curtain and expose the three most shocking business tactics of the Eskam enterprise. First, how did the price of a single non-explicit photo get inflated to hundreds of dollars, and why did fans keep paying? Second, we will show the timeline contradiction, how she was posting luxury global vacations on Instagram, while according to the receipts, her team was using her likeness to run all-day live personal chats on the Blue site. And finally, we will investigate the alleged contracts that tied her biggest collabs to explicit exclusivity clauses, creating a high-stakes business environment hidden from her public audience. Let's dive into the evidence. The most shocking element of the Molly Eskam operation was not the content itself, but the pricing strategy. Most creators on the platform charge $20 a month for a subscription and sell videos for $50. Molly allegedly sold single, heavily clothed photos, often just cleavage or a bikini back, for $75 or more per item, even to existing subscribers. This pricing structure was not an accident, it was a deliberate manipulation of perceived value. How is this massive price inflation possible? It comes down to a business tactic called the Scarcity Loop, which exploits deep-seated consumer psychology. Her team, per insiders who worked with her agency and spoke to the outlet Creator Commerce Weekly in early 2025, allegedly utilized two main tools: the locked gallery and the disappearing DM. First, the locked gallery was a section where 80 to 90% of the content was locked behind a payment wall. The key here is cognitive dissonance. The fan already paid the subscription fee, usually $30 a month, for access. Paying an extra $100 to unlock content on a page they already own feels like completing a mission or fulfilling a sunk cost, not starting a new transaction. The agency model relies on making the fan feel like they are missing out on a secret treasure trove that is just one click away. This technique shifts the buyer's mental framing from "should I buy this?" to "I already paid for the subscription, I need to see the rest." The disappearing DM was the true genius for generating impulse buys. When she had a new, high-value piece of content, her ghost chatters would send out a mass DM saying, "This photo is so spicy, I'm only leaving it up for the next hour before I delete it forever. You have to unlock it now." This manufactured urgency bypasses rational thought and triggers acute FOMO, the fear of missing out. The fan isn't buying a photo, they're buying an exclusive once-in-a-lifetime moment with the creator before the content vanishes. The urgency is the product. This tactic, known in the sales world as time-bound closing, is highly effective because it prevents the fan from taking a moment to rationally consider the $75 price tag for a clothed photo. The anxiety of missing out overrides the value assessment. Furthermore, reports from fan communities detail a practice where the same photo or video would allegedly be resold a few weeks later under a slightly different title or with a minor crop, generating fresh revenue from the same asset. This is content recycling at an industrial level. The agency perfected the art of generating maximum value from minimal investment by making the customer believe the purchase was a one-time opportunity. The payout here is simple. She got paid luxury prices for average content because she sold the narrative of scarcity, urgency, and unattainable exclusivity. She proved that by charging high, you don't scare fans away, you make the product feel more valuable and unattainable, which is the exact fantasy that customers are buying. This business model relies on weaponizing the psychological need for insider access. Let's address the elephant in the room. Who was actually online? The central deception of the $12 million operation lies in the human element, or lack thereof. During her peak earning period in 2024, Molly's public social media was a whirlwind of global travel, photo shoots in Mykonos, ski trips in Aspen, and non-stop appearances. This demanding public schedule is incompatible with the alleged activity logs on her Blue site. Internal timestamps from a former agency worker leaked to a platform security audit in late 2025 show that her Blue site profile was active and allegedly personally engaging with fans 24 hours a day across multiple time zones. The logs reveal consistent, personalized replies being sent at 2 a.m. Pacific time, followed by messages 6 hours later from a different geographical IP address. The math doesn't check out for one person. This contradiction points directly to the professionalization of the industry's customer service, ghost chatting. We touched on this concept previously, but the specifics of Molly's alleged operation demonstrate a sophisticated, high-volume sales floor disguised as intimacy. According to a detailed breakdown provided by the Digital Safety Pro outlet, this account utilized advanced scripting and pre-written message flows designed to mimic her unique, playful voice. The key performance indicator for these chatters wasn't customer satisfaction, it was monetization rate per hour. The scripts were engineered to pivot from a casual, intimate opening to a payment prompt within 4 messages. The goal was to maintain the girl next door facade while generating revenue 24/7. For instance, if a fan sent a message about a recent Instagram post, the chatter was trained to respond with a personalized, seeming intimate reply like, "OMG, did you see how sunburned I got on the yacht? It was totally worth it, but don't tell anyone." All before asking the fan to unlock a new picture with a phrase such as, "Can you keep a secret? I took one more picture you have to see, but only my besties get access." The language makes the fan feel special, overriding the fact that this exact message was likely sent to hundreds of other fans moments before. The former agency insider claimed that the top priority was to keep the fan believing they were talking to her, even if the response took hours due to the sheer volume of messages. This deceptive practice is what allowed Molly to be surfing in Bali while her agency team was generating thousands of dollars an hour in late-night personalized sales messages. The entire connection was allegedly a carefully crafted puppet show. The payout is clear. The intimate moments were allegedly manufactured by a professional sales team. The fan was paying for an exclusive relationship with a hologram, and the model was just the face on the billboard. This is the difference between a high earner and a multi-millionaire in this space: the ability to scale intimacy without being personally present. The least known but most high-stakes part of her business involved her collabs, her collaborations with other prominent creators in the space. On her public social media, these were framed as fun, playful partnerships that were merely spicy. Behind the scenes, the documents, which were part of a legal dispute settlement in late 2025, suggest a heavily leveraged business model designed to spike revenue dramatically. Allegedly, many of these collab contracts contained explicit exclusivity clauses. This means that when she agreed to work with another popular creator, the contract often stipulated that the resulting content had to be more explicit than her typical solo work, and crucially, it could only be hosted on her Blue site for a limited, high-priced window. The collaborator's own page would only host a safe, non-explicit teaser. This mechanism created a one-time, massive influx of subscribers and high-value tips from the collaborator's audience, who were willing to pay anything to see the content they knew she wouldn't risk posting on her own page. It was a controlled explosion of revenue, a temporary abandonment of her own brand safety for a guaranteed significant cash injection. The danger? This placed her in a legally vulnerable position, as detailed by a report from the Creator Economy Legal Review. While she maintained a safe, non-explicit solo brand for long-term subscriber retention, the collabs tied her brand identity directly to the most explicit parts of the industry. These contracts mandated content that contradicted her public image. This created a tension that eventually led to a major public-facing controversy when one of the collab partners, facing their own platform issues, allegedly leaked outtakes that clearly exposed the discrepancy between her clean public image and the contractual reality of the content she was selling. This exposed the lie to a much wider, non-paying audience. This high-risk, high-reward strategy is the key to her $12 million success. Her career was a deliberate pendulum swinging between the ultra-safe image she sold on YouTube and the high-risk, ultra-explicit content she sold through exclusive, temporary partnerships. The risk was mitigated by the temporary nature of the content and the contractual secrecy, ensuring she always had a high road to return to. Molly Eskam's success was not an accident or a happy mistake. It was a masterclass in controlled brand dilution and revenue extraction. She used her massive, clean YouTube audience as a reservoir of potential high-value customers, and then deployed agency teams and high-stakes content collabs to extract the maximum possible revenue. She didn't just sell spicy content. She sold the privilege of seeing a good girl break the rules, a privilege fans were willing to pay millions for. She successfully converted her aspirational brand into an impulse buy product and then mechanized the sales process. The ultimate insider takeaway here is that success in the new creator economy is not about being authentic. It's about building a fortress of fake intimacy protected by layers of business contracts and psychology hacks. The most successful creators are the ones who are the best actors and the most ruthless business managers. If you want to know the other tricks these top-tier agencies use to keep fans obsessed and bank accounts empty, you need to watch the next video in our Velvet Rope Industry Secrets playlist. We break down the psychological hacks that turn viewers into 24/7 customers, including the 5 most common phrases chatters use to get you to spend your last dollar. Click the video on your screen now.